I just sketch a triangle XYZ. So now I can see what I'm dealing with. And now I'm going to label my angle X 24 degree and then angle Y is 98. So angle Z is just going to be 180 minus 98 plus 24. So this is going to be 180 minus 112. So that's going to be 68, 58, 122, 58. So the answer is A. So again, I'm going to sketch the story from the problems. They say the tree is 10 feet tall, so we're just going to tree. So that's it, the tree. And then the shadow, so the shadow is 5 feet. So the shadow is on the ground, and this is the tree. So at the same time, the shadow of the other tree is 2 feet long. So there is another smaller tree. It's right here. So the diagrams look like that. So this is, some of use different colors here. So this is 10 feet, and the shadow from here to here is 5 feet. And it, so they want to know this how tall the smaller tree X. So we can set up proportion equations, like we can have X over 2 equal 10 over 5. So make sure you pair them up, matching them up. So X is going to be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So first I'm going to label what I know. So ST 14, QP 15, PR 20, and QR 25. So they want to know the length SR. So I'm going to put the X on there. That's what I need to solve for. So these two triangles are similar. How do I know that? They have this 90-degree angle, and they also say this right here as well. So we know a lot. Okay, so now all we do is just set up proportion equations. So we have x over 14 equal 25 over 15. So sometimes the people make mistake when they set up these proportion equations. So make sure that when you set up proportion equations, you want to match them up. So what I mean is if x is the hypotenuse, then you're gonna go with the hypotenuse. And this is the height of that smaller triangle would go with this height. I mean, okay. All right. So now you want to cross multiply. So that would be 14 times 25 divided by 15. That's gonna give me 350 over 15. So the answer is A. First, I'm gonna sketch the two triangle ABC similar to XYZ. So I can draw ABC, and then because they're similar, I don't want to draw exactly the same the same size. They do have a same shape, but not the side. So X, Y, Z. Make sure they are corresponding by each of the angle. Now they say the length AB is 170 and the length BC is A50. In triangle XYZ, the length YZ is 60. What is the length XY? So I'm going to put the X. I'm going to set up proportion equations again. So I can do X over 60 equal to 170 over A50. I'm going to cross 60 over. So be 170 times 60 divided by A50. So with the calculator, you're going to get 12. Plus, I'm going to find the angle SVU. SVU by minus 180 to a 41, I get 139. Then I label 139 on the diagram. Then I'm going to use triangle SUV. So SUV, I'm going to find the angle U by minus 180 to a 29 plus 139. I'm using the triangle sum theorem. That's going to give me the angle U 12 degree. So now I know the triangle TUR. TUR is an isosceles triangle because I have two sides that are congruent. Then the two angles on the bottom will be congruent as well. So to find the angle T, which is X, I'm going to minus 180 to 12 and 12. I got 156. So the reason that you saw all my solutions has already written because when I recorded on the first time, there wasn't any voice. So the something wrong with my headset that I didn't record any voice. So I have to record it for the second time. So I'm gonna start by label my YQ, WQ, WX, XQ. As you can see on the diagram, then they asked me to find the YZ. I label as the X. Then I'm just going to use what the corresponding length, the side between the two triangle. So I'm not going to even use this 120, not even use it because there's nothing here. There's nothing there. So I'm going to find X by setting up this proportion equation X over 63 equals 60 over 70. Then I'm going to cross multiply 63 over to the right hand side. The answer is 54. I first sketch out the triangle ABC and DEF. Then I label the angle B and angle E 27 degree. That's the way they give it to us. And then I'm going to label the angle C and angle F 41 degree. They give it to us. Then I'm going to go to the choice. They say, well, if we need to prove these two triangles congruent, I need the angle A. Well, the three angle can be the same, but they're not necessarily congruent. So this is wrong. So this is wrong. The length of the side AB. If I put the side AB here congruent, then I have the side that was outside the two congruent angle. So that is also wrong. The length of the side BC and EF. So I label the BC and EF. Now I know that the length BC and EF are the two congruent side between the two congruent angle. So this is right. That's what I need to prove these two triangles congruent. I sketch two triangle out, and then if I um, recognize, after I sketch it out, that is this length is 10 and this length is 30. So the triangle RST is 3 times larger than the triangle LMN. I mean the length is 3 times larger, but the angle are the same. So I go through every single choice. So the first one's wrong for sure because the length congruent is not. It have to be 3 times. When I move on to choice B, they say MN 7 and SC 21. It is 3 times. But then I say that, okay, so this is the side MN, this side, and this side is over here ST. The side that is not in between the two congruent angle. So we cannot use this, the angle side for this triangle. We cannot use, we cannot either use one of these two. So we cannot use the angle side in these problems. So I have to move on to the next one. And the next one say the angle M and S is 60 and 70. So if I put 60 and 70 here, if I put 60 and 70 here, the two angles are not congruent. So in order to be similar, all the angles need to be congruent. They need to be exactly the same. So this is also wrong. But let's explain the D. So to know why D is right, I'm adding all the three angles and I'm solving out what is missing. So I know that this three triangle add up to 180, and then I solve it for an angle N, and I solve for angle T. Then I know all my three angles are congruent. So therefore, this is the right answer, D. So I sketch out the two triangle S and a triangle T. They say triangle T is the length of the triangle T is greater than the length of each side of the triangle S. So I sketch the triangle T a little bit larger than the triangle S. Then they ask me what could be the values of a scale K. Then the first choice is already pop up for me. So this is represent the length of the triangle T, and on the bottom represent the length of the triangle S. So they make sense for me because the side of the length of triangle T is longer than the side of the triangle S. No, if the scale factor is 1, this is going to be congruent. If this is wrong, because that's going to make the triangle T smaller than the triangle S. And we cannot multiply the length with the scale factors of 0, then the length going to become 0. So that's also wrong. For these problems, I recognize that um, if I subtract from 180 to get angle B, that is 58. And if I subtract from 180, I get this angle E is 32. Then if I flip and then I spin the triangle DEF this way, then I know that ABC would go with EDF. So then I can answer my questions by trying to find which length that will be corresponding to BC. So BC is this size, so that will be corresponding to DF. And then AB, this length over here, hypotenuse, will be corresponding to DE. Then I found my answers here. So these questions, they say that the two angle CAE and CBD are similar, and they give me angle CBD 57 degree. I label 57 on the angle B, and then they say AE is 26 times BD. Then I also labels on my diagram, but the question asking what is the measure of an angle CAE? So this angle is over here. They want to know this angle is here. Let's say, well, B and A are corresponding. They must be the same. Then I found my answers right away. The 26, the length, AE 26 BD, it's just a distractor. It's to distract you from the question that you might have to think that they give you for reasons. No, they give you for you to get it wrong. So make sure that you stick with what you know and ignore the extra informations. So now they say that there's a diagram with like J and K. Then they want to know how to prove this line J and K are parallel. They give me this angle is 40. So there's many different answers here, but the best one we can see right away is the angle W need to be congruent with the angle 40. These two angles need to be the same because if they are corresponding, they need to be the same. Then those two lines are parallel. Easy questions. So first, I sketch out my triangle ACB, and then I'm gonna draw a line ED basis on what they say. I'm gonna put 162, and I need to find the length ED. So these two triangle AED are similar to triangle ACB because I have two things, a 90-degree angle and DE parallel to BC. Set up my proportion equation as x over 162 over AE equal AE over EC. Then I gonna replace my EC with 2 times AE on the bottom. Then I'm gonna cancel the AE. So that's gonna give me 1 over 2 on the right hand side of this equations. I'm going to cross multiply 162 over, then I divide 162 by 2 to get 81.